Hey everyone, welcome back to the range. My name is Matt, also known as the Ammo Nerd. We have ammunition review today. One of my more recent caliber acquisitions, 300 Blackout 110 grain VMAX. This is from AAC, America's Ammunition Company, not to be confused with AAC, the suppressor company, both of which are owned by the same holding company that owns Palmetto State Armory. In full transparency, Josiah over at PSA sent us over a box of AAC goodies for us to review with no strings attached. Let's throw this guy on the table and talk about what we're going to do today. It's around 50 to 55 degrees for our 300 Blackout. We have 3 barrel lengths afforded to us, a 7.5 inch, 10.5 inch, and 16. They have 1 in 7 and 1 in 8 twist barrels, which shouldn't be a concern for our supersonic. We're just checking for velocity across those 3 barrel lengths and a general reliability test. You know, if I have any issues with pop primers or cracked necks in this small sample size, you could extrapolate that out to know that you probably should stay away from this. We're going to step out to 100 yards to check our practical accuracy in those barrel lengths, and we're going to throw this in gel mainly because our 110 grain VMAXs and other 110 grain bullets typically shine for a preferred self-defense load in our 300 Blackout. We'll start with our shortest barrel length first. This is our 7.5 inch. This is a PSA build. I do believe the twist rate is 1 in 7. Now we've got our 10.5 inch. This is another PSA build. Since 300 Blackout is known for being suppressed, Deacon wanted to shoot it and see what kind of velocity we can gain. We've got the Phantom M2 up front. And finally, our 16 inch, this is another PSA build. This has a 1 in 8 twist barrel on it. Nice. Here is our AAC 110 grain VMAX 300 Blackout at 100 yards. We're using the 16 inch for this group. We've got 50 to 55 degrees outside today, sunny. I can see this target really well. We're using the Primary Arms 18 power first focal plane scope. Our first group unsuppressed 1.445 inches, not too shabby. Then we threw our JK Armament rifle kit on there, 0.859 inches. 3 of those were almost touching. Those 2 could have been me. Very, very impressive. Much better accuracy out of our supersonic loads than what we've been seeing with our subsonic 300 Blackout. Very, very nice. I had some extra ammo when we fired the 10.5 inch with our JK Armament rifle kit at 100 yards. In our lead sled, using that Tacticon Armament 1:6 first focal plane scope, not the greatest because it's 6X. This target gets fuzzy, but 1.801 inches. Look at that. 4 of those guys, and then I must have just pulled that a little bit because, like I said, I couldn't see the target. Very impressive otherwise. We came back out with our AAC 110 grain VMAX. This is of the 16 inch at 100 yards lead sled. We have the SIG MSR 1:6 LVPO in there, 1.253 inches, around 70 degrees outside today. I'd say that's not too shabby for my skill set. Now we get to see what this 110 grain VMAX will do against ballistics gel. We have a 6x6x16 clear ballistics gel block down there, 10%. A big thank you to them. They provided me with a discount to buy some of these. They are not cheap. Again, this is what Patreon and Subscribestar and the YouTube channel memberships are for, is buying some of these supplies, because the AdSense revenue that us gun tubers get is not a lot. We'll start with the 7.5-inch barrel. That up or not. Did it read? I can't tell. .22-18 by the Garmin. Yellow bounce, though. Ignore this mess up there. That's where I missed. I think we have a very good looking bullet here. Now, these are VMAX bullets meant for varmints, but I think in retrospect they're designed to operate at a lot higher velocity. So it's kind of like the 5.56 bullet in a 5.7. You lower the velocity and you lower the terminal effect, so to speak, of that round. But I think that's doing us a favor here. So this shot right here is the 10.5-inch, and we make it to the 14-inch mark. You can see we've got some fragments going on there, but we're still carrying a bit of mass out to there. This middle shot, which will be hard to discern the wound path, we have some disruption, or we have a bit of disruption, excuse me, out to the 10-inch mark, settles down a little bit, and right around the 17-inch mark right there is that bullet. Then our 16-inch actually made it a little farther, about an inch neck, I would say. Lots of disruption. Disruption settles down around the 12-inch mark, and right out to the 15-inch mark is our bullet. This is a varmint bullet, so it's not bonded, so it's going to shed that jacket fairly well, and depending on the density and makeup of that lead, it can mushroom out fairly quickly. Nice, that bullet is facing us. There are our marching orders, folks. The 7.5-inch, 10.5-inch, and 16. I don't think I need to take any macros because you can see those bullets fairly well here, but we will get measurements, minimum, maximum diameter, and retained weight off these. Well, folks, it's time to close the book on this review of our Hornady 110 grain VMAX from AAC. We didn't have any issues testing this round, you know, and there's no cracked necks, separated case heads, or anything related to the brass or primers with this. Every one of them went bang. As far as our accuracy results go, we tested them on a couple different days, and they fell right in line with our other Supersonic 300 Blackout that we were testing. Now, as far as our gel results go, this particular lead core round is going to excel at providing us with decent penetration depths without going overboard, all while retaining a bit of that mass out to that penetration depth. Since this is a varmint bullet designed to operate at 308 velocities, when we slow that down, we're not going to get that violent fragmentation out of this bullet, and we're actually going to be able to carry that mass to our penetration depths, which we met the FBI minimum of 12 inches. With all that being said, it's time for me to get the heck out of here. But at the end of all my videos, I take a moment to thank all those who help make these possible, because there's a lot that goes into them. Number one is my family. They are a huge support, either out here helping me take care of the property or sort some of my dad's estates, or even at times doing some of the shooting. It's a great pleasure to be able to share that with them. Number two are my Patreon, Subscribe Star, and YouTube channel members. I have a campsite in the description below, like various other content creators, but I'm a little different. I'm here to offer you guys this information so you can make better buying decisions. You know, if you want to look for a personal protection load in 300 Blackout, I've got a data set for you. And if you're going to make that purchase, I have different affiliate links or discount codes to various vendors that help me out by directly funding money back into the channel, which I buy different guns and more ammunition with. Number three are the fine gentlemen over at AAC, PSA, JJE, who, in full transparency, sent me that 110 grain VMAX to review with no strings attached. And of course, number four is you all for watching. Until next time, I'll catch you at the range.